All right. The WBC says that they will insist that Tyson Fury or Deontay Wilder fight Dillian Whyte after the last fight of their trilogy. The WBC giving orders and laying down the law. B space S. They ain't about to do nothing. Let's talk about that in this video. All right, welcome back to the channel, man. All right, so the WBC came out with another announcement that maybe they'll honor, maybe they won't. Maybe they will, maybe they won't. Who knows? Probably will not. And in fact, I almost guarantee you they will not. But let's talk about it anyway, since they're talking all big and bad about what they're going to do to make Tyson Fury or Deontay Wilder fight Dillian Whyte. Okay, now before I get into that, thank you to everybody that supports the channel. Thank you guys so much for watching the videos. Thank you to everybody that watches the videos to the end. I really, really appreciate it. The videos are really the central thing to this channel and to Fanon International Boxing. Also, thank you to everybody that supports on the Patreon. We got another Patreon coming out today. And thank you so much to everybody that's a channel member and supports in the live streams. But let's get to this WBC Deontay Wilder Tyson Fury stuff. So, background on it, just in case you guys don't know. I'm sure you do. But Deontay Wilder fought Tyson Fury in February and lost his WBC title to Tyson Fury. And they have another fight coming up. It's supposed to be in December. But Deontay Wilder had for about maybe 2 months, his mandatory was Dillian Whyte. Dillian Whyte was like mandatory for like two months, right? Because he tested positive for performance-enhancing drugs, but eventually got over it, and the WBC got over on it, and they just forgave him and act like it didn't happen and allowed Dillian Whyte to become the mandatory again. So Dillian Whyte is saying with his lying behind, I've been mandatory for 9 million years. I've been mandatory for 9 million years, so they have to fight me. Wah, 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 crybaby, whatever, dude. You had plenty of opportunities to fight If you would have done what the WBC had ordered Dillian Whyte to do before, Dillian Whyte may either be the WBC champion or more than likely 95%. He'd already been knocked comatose and be out of the equation. But Dillian Whyte chose not to fight either Luis Ortiz, that the WBC ordered him to fight, or Dominic Brazil, who the WBC ordered him to fight. But yet, even though he refused to do what the WBC asked him to do twice, Dillian Whyte, and he tested positive for performance-enhancing drugs and loaded gloves, fighting with gloves against Oscar Rivas that were not inspected or approved by the other camp. Despite all of that, he remains the mandatory for the WBC. So excuse me if I don't take what the WBC, excuse me if anything the WBC says I take with a grain of salt, okay? Because whatever, dude, sure you will. So the WBC says that so take for example, the Deontay Wilder wins. The Deontay Wilder must fight Dillian Whyte in his next fight, right? The WBC is going to insist on that. BS. B.S. And let me tell you why that is B.S. Because if Deontay Wilder knocks out Tyson Fury or beats Tyson Fury, there's going to be a bunch of people screaming to get a fourth fight between the two of them. And if that money is out there for a fourth fight between Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder, the WBC is going to take that money and tell Dillian Whyte to kick rocks, is what he's going to do. Or Deontay Wilder could tell the WBC, no, thank you. You can have whoever you want to fight for that belt. Screw you. I'm not fighting nobody. If you want to do it, strip me. When was the last time the WBC stripped anybody? When was the last time the WBC stripped somebody? Right? That I remember when Luis Nery popped dirty against Yamanaka. Did they strip Luis Nery of the belt? No, they did not strip. I don't believe they stripped Luis Nery of that belt. when or at the very least, he got another shot at that title right away and wound up fighting Yamanaka. And I do believe that was the WBC belt where Neri beat Yamanaka twice in a row, right? But he popped dirty and they got another title shot. They don't care. You know what I'm saying? They don't care. Then you have anyway, so yeah, no, man, they're not, man, whatever with the WBC, dude. The WBC ain't stripping nobody, right? Did they strip Alejandro Jimenez? No, that we stand by Alejandro Jimenez until she popped dirty. And then we still stand by Alejandro Jimenez for months. And then eventually put out a statement, said, well, you know, we're going to give DeZorn Cruz her belt back. You know, the one that she got beat with this person cheating, you know, the cheater that we stood up for and said she wouldn't do anything bad. What a great example she is, right? All that time, heart was not in it whatsoever for DeJourn Cruz, right? So, yeah, give me a break. Canelo Alvarez popped dirty. Any suspension for Canelo Alvarez? No. Stand by Canelo. We're going to change our rules to make sure that Canelo can stay our champion forever. Franchise champion. You know, we'll raise the computer levels. We'll give you a franchise champion. Whatever you need, Canelo, to continue to hold our belt because you're our franchise. You're so important to the WBC franchise. More important than all of these other considerations that we say we would, all the other things that we take into consideration for these other fighters. For you, you're something special, right? Which brings me to Tyson Fury. If Tyson Fury wins the third fight, he ain't fighting Dillian Whyte if he don't want to fight Dillian Whyte. Tyson Fury is going to tell WBC to kick rocks. You ain't making me fight, strip me, whatever. I don't care. That's what Tyson Fury is going to say because that's what Tyson Fury already told the WBC. You can't make me fight Dillian Whyte. I'm not fighting Dillian Whyte. He thinks he's that great hope that you've developed, right? So he's now in Canelo Alvarez situation where, dude, I'm not fighting him. Give me a franchise. Oh, you want a franchise belt, Tyson? Yeah, I want a franchise belt. Give me a franchise. I'm only gonna tote your belt if I get to fight who I want to fight. I'm not worrying about these mandatories. Forget Dillian Whyte. You know, he's not going to do that. Man, if Tyson Fury don't want to take that fight, Tyson Fury's not going to take that fight. And if Bob Arum doesn't want to make that fight, Bob Arum's not going to make that fight. Who are you faking with, WBC? Do you remember when the 140-pound division had a little mini tournament that they were publicizing, one where Regis Prograis and Regis Prograis is going to fight Julius Ndungo, and Jose Ramirez is fighting Emir Imam, and you know, for the vacant WBC belt, the belt that was vacated by Terrence Crawford. That was the plan, right? But then right in the middle of this tournament, all of a sudden, when Bob Arum requests it, the WBC makes the fight for Emir Imam versus Jose Ramirez to be for the vacant title, right? So now oh no, this is not a tournament. Jose Ramirez is the champion. But we're going to order Jose Ramirez to fight Regis Prograis next. And then Bob Arum, right after the fight is over, says, man, we ain't fighting Regis Prograis. That can be down the line, whatever. I got other things to do. We got other things to do. We're not doing it. Last time I checked, Regis Prograis never fought Jose Ramirez, despite the fact that the WBC had ordered it. The WBC's orders don't mean anything. If this was the IBF, then I would say, yeah, you're going to fight. If Tyson Fury was the IBF champion and the IBF ordered Tyson Fury to fight Dillian Whyte and Tyson Fury said no, Dillian Whyte would be fighting for the championship against somebody else. I am 100% confident of that because that's what they did with Sergey Deverenchenko and Canelo Alvarez. They were like, no, we're stripping you. And Canelo must have thought, or Golden Boy must have thought that the WBC was that the IBF was going to fold like the WBC folded, and they didn't fold. They were like, "Yeah, you're a big cash cow and all that, but nah, man, goodbye." You know what I mean? Deverenchenko, Danny Jacobs, let's do it. You know what I mean? Let's do it. And left Canelo Alvarez high and dry. And Canelo Alvarez popped out. Oh, what? I didn't know. My managers didn't consult me correctly. I didn't know. I was going to get stripped. Yeah, you did. No, you didn't think you were you didn't think you were going to get stripped. You know you deserve to get stripped for not fighting a mandatory that the championship committee or whatever you call it in the IBF asked you to do. You knew you should have fought the dude. You just didn't think. You just thought that they would fold for you and make some exception for you. And they were like, nah, man, give me my belt back. Kick rocks, dude. Give me my belt, kick rocks. We ain't the WBC. So please excuse me if I take all this talk about what the WBC is ordered and just say like, yeah, man, I will believe it when I see it. Like any institution that is consistently lying and covering up for cheats. Nah, we'll wait till that fight actually takes place before we put any weight behind what you have to say about making it. That's my take on the scenario. On this scenario, you let me know what you think. Much love to everybody that supports the channel. And if you hear what I'm saying right now, that means you watched the video all the way to the end. And for that, I say thank you very, very much. You are essential to the future of this channel. And you have definitely probably been, one of the bedrocks of the channel for a while now. So thank you guys so much for everything you do for the channel. And we'll keep pushing them out. And with that, we're out. Peace.